Welcome to Sparks of History, where world history and Jewish history meet. Today, we are very pleased to have with us David O. Stewart. Mr. Stewart is a noted best-selling author of numerous books, including Madison's Gift, Five Partnerships That Built America, American Emperor, Aaron Burr's Challenge to Jefferson's America, The Summer of 1787, The Men Who Invented the Constitution, Impeached, The Trial of President Andrew Johnson and the Fight of Lincoln's Legacy, and much more. And today we will be discussing George Washington, the political rise of America's founding father. In the words of the Wall Street Journal, an outstanding biography that both avoids hagiography and acknowledges the greatness of Washington's character. Mr. Stewart's writing is clear, often superlative. His judgments are nuanced, and the whole has a narrative drive such a life deserves. And as you can see, it's a page turner, a thick book, which I simply went on to Amazon and purchased, and recommend that all our viewers and listeners do the same. Comes right to your door, and we'll get right started. Just a little bit, Mr. Stewart, about your background and how you became interested in George Washington.
Well, I was a practicing lawyer for many years, did trial and appellate work, and then took an off-ramp and started to write books, and focused on history, which is, lifelong passion. I take it for you also, and focused on American history, and did I've done 3 books, as you listed, from our founding era. And I kept finding that when I would do public engagements, people would have tended to ask me, so who was the most important person? And I always said George Washington, because of course I thought he was. And after I had given that answer enough times, it occurred to me that maybe I had been missing the point. And I ought to write about George Washington, and I ought to know more about him. So that is what led me to him. He's such a big figure, and there have been other books on the subject, so I needed to sort of excavate to a thesis that I thought would be interesting and would shed some new light. So I focused on his political gifts and career, which I think have been underevaluated, which is interesting. He's almost a mythical figure in this country, but people don't think of him as a politician, which he absolutely was.